Live from J David Ramsey Stadium on the campus of Bear River High School. TouchdownProductions.com, celebrating 19 seasons of high school sports excellence, is proud to present Bear River Bruins football. Tonight in week 3 of the PBL season, your Bear River Bruins take on the Placer Hillmen. It's the game we've waited for all year, and first place in the PBL hangs in the balance. All the action begins right here, right now on your NorCal Game of the Week. Thank you for joining us wherever you are across our worldwide audience. This is Steve Sitter, the voice of Bear River football, and sitting alongside me is Erik Aanestad. Our executive producer tonight is Gilbert M. Dominguez, and he is joined by the rest of the Touchdown Production sports team of Callahan King, Brian Wells, and Nathan Thompson. As you can see, the game has just gotten underway. Placer actually won the coin toss and chose to receive. Very interesting tactic that you don't see too terribly much of. And Placer will take over first possession of the game on their own 28-yard line. Placer runs the wing T offense, very run heavy, and this is a handoff to Anthony Kerrigan. Gets a little bit of room on the left-hand side, manages to get to the sideline, and a huge gain of about 13 yards.
Yeah, Kerrigan just took the left side there, and it was a great blocking scheme by the Placer Hillmen, and he's going to move the chains on the first play of the game, 1st and 10 for Placer.
Yeah, right now Bear River's run defense is going to be very severely tested. There are usually 3 to 4 running options on each play. And this is another handoff, this time to the right side. That is Mike Perez, and Perez is brought down after a gain of 4.
And that was a good job by the Bear River defense. Luke Baggett in on the stop for the Bruins, and it's going to be a minimal gain and 2nd and long for Placer.
Yeah, forcing Placer to go through the air is going to be the key to victory for the Bruins. If Placer can keep getting steady gains on the ground, there's really no need for them to put it through the air.
Yeah.
And that's how Placer is going to end up winning this game.
And of course, on the other side of the ball, Bear River, if they can stop and slow down this rushing attack of Placer, they have a great chance.
This time it is a hand up straight ahead, Mario Perez. And Perez gets close to the first down marker, is short by a couple yards. This will be the first 3rd down play for the Hillmen.
And that's what we've seen from this Placer JV squad. They bring in a lot of running backs. Already 3 people have touched the ball, so they spread it around in the rushing game for sure.
Quarterback Johnny Callahan has not really had much of an opportunity to shine as a thrower necessarily, but he also hasn't needed to very often. See what Placer does here. It is a very late handoff, and that's Anthony Kerrigan. Kerrigan has tons of room down the left-hand side before finally being brought down. That was a gain of about 30 yards.
Great play by Placer, just moving the pile, and a little hard to tell where that ball was to start with, but Kerrigan kind of shot out of there, and he's going to pick up a big 1st down for Placer.
Yeah, that fake to Corkery was sold very well.
Yeah, you saw about 3 Bruins on Corkery there, and Kerrigan just shot up through the middle.
And Kerrigan, a dangerous runner when he has a full head of steam, and he had tons of room on that left-hand side. So first 3rd down is converted by the Hillmen. They have it now on the Bear River 29-yard line. Now Callahan fades back, and it is incomplete. Looked like Dylan Bridges was the intended receiver. That throw was up and just a bit behind him.
And although it was a little bit behind him, it was a pass Bridges should have probably caught, but not a bad pass from Callahan, but it's going to make that 2nd and 10 for the Hillmen.
And Bridges comes out. Travis Warren comes in. Warren, the only wide receiver. This will be a fake. And a wide open Travis Warren is just overthrown. That was a very long crossing pattern.
And Callahan rolled right. Travis Warren came back through the middle to the left side. Nobody from Bear River was covering him and just overthrown, but that was a big opportunity missed by the Hillmen. That could have been 6 points.
So now Placer faces 3rd and 10. They may have to go through the air a third time. Just one wide receiver, and they do go through the air. Callahan steps up, long throw, and overthrows Dylan Bridges yet again.
And again, Callahan just high on that. That was well out of Bridges' grasp, and failed opportunity. We'll see what the Hillmen do. They're kind of deep in Bear River territory here, but maybe too far for a field goal.
Yeah, this would be an NFL field goal. And Sierra Slusher, the kicker for the Hillmen, does have a powerful leg. Not quite sure it's 50 yards powerful, though.
Nope, they're going to have to probably go for it here on 4th and 10.
And that looks like the plan. Travis Warren, the lone wide receiver. Another fake handoff.
Ooh.
Runs into his own blocker. That's a wounded duck pass. And it's caught.
Wow.
Anthony Kerrigan. How on earth did that play work?
Callahan looked like he almost had a knee down in the backfield. That, I wish we could have seen the replay on that, but we just heaved that up, or Callahan did, and Bear River just, not reacting very fast to the ball, and Hillmen's get a touchdown.
That is a testament to the speed of Anthony Kerrigan. That pass, he had to basically stop to catch it, but he was so far beyond the coverage that it actually turned out all right. Kick by Slusher is up and very good. So with 7:17 left in the first quarter, Placer strikes first. They lead 7-0, and we have a late flag. A flag just got thrown right next to the Bear River sideline. Let's take a look at that touchdown pass as we get the penalty call.
Here, you take a look at the replay. Callahan is going to get the ball and just stumbles on his way. It looks like he's going to throw left and sets up. And I guess this was maybe the play before the overthrow to Bridges. But on that touchdown, Callahan just looked like he may have had a knee down, but a great recovery and a strong throw for the 6 points for the Placer Hillmen.
So the flag thrown will actually be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bruins. They will march this ball forward 15 yards.
Wonder if something was said on the sideline. Maybe a coach's penalty. Not sure who picked it up.
That is very interesting. There's a lot of football left to play. There's going to be unsportsmanlike conducts this early. The referees are probably going to have to get a handle on this game.
And with this kind of field position kicking, look for Placer maybe to do some kind of squib kick or something like that. I don't know if they're going to punch it into the end zone. They might try to take advantage of this.
The Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer puts 7 up in the first quarter. And interestingly enough, Sierra Slusher is not kicking this off. This is Travis Warren. High spinning kick. This gets down to about the 5-yard line. And very quickly taken down. So now let's take a look at this touchdown play. Actually runs into Colin Wright, number 33.
Yeah, looks like the knee is down. He ran into a couple of his own players and then just heaved it. I mean, give Callahan credit. That was a great recovery, even though his knee may have been down. And then Kerrigan is there for the reception and the 6 points. Yep, his knee was definitely down.
The Bear River starts their offensive series on their own 15-yard line. There's a handoff to Stephen Taylor. Taylor goes left side and is brought down after a gain of about 6.
Stephen Taylor, the ball carrier, across the 20 up to the 21-yard line.
Taylor, we saw last week, a very dynamic runner. He didn't get any handoffs until the second half. He is primarily a wide receiver.
So we're going to see how Bear River responds here. They caught an unlucky break there. Looked like Placer may have had 6 points put up when they shouldn't have had it. But here's Clay Coropo.
That's a delayed handoff, this time to Josh Zimmer. And Zimmer gets maybe a couple yards before he is gang tackled by the Hillmen.
And there were a bunch of Hillmen defenders there waiting for that.
Placer, just taking a look at them, they look to be a bigger team. Certainly play a physical game.
Yeah, if you look at that line, the 3 guys or the 4 guys, they look pretty stout up front and much bigger than the Bear River offensive line.
3rd and 4 situation for the Bruins. Corpo fades back, heaves a pass to Luke Baggett, and that is knocked incomplete.
And I think I saw a flag in the backfield.
There is a flag down in the backfield. This is very close to where Corpo let this ball go, and it is roughing the passer. So Placer gets an unfortunate break of their own, as that more than likely would have forced a punt.
That was good coverage by Placer, not much chance for Baggett to make the catch there. And Bear River did get a break with that penalty, and they will set up shop around the 45-yard line, maybe the 47. Make that the 37.
The head referee is ready now. That's time the handoff is to Zimmer on the right side, and a flag comes in very late. This could be pretty much anything where that flag landed. That came in from the back referee, and it is a face mask against Placer.
And some defensive mistakes being made by the Hillmen, allowing Bear River to push this ball downfield close to midfield.
It looked like that is an incidental face mask, not the 15-yard penalty. So the ball will remain in Bear River territory by a couple yards. But another first down for the Bruins, who have gained most of their yards through penalties. Corpo rolls right. Gets a good block and heaves a long one deep and incomplete. Luke Baggett just could not find the handle.
And Baggett had to turn around. He was kind of going left, and the pass was kind of over his right shoulder. Tried to make a turnaround. Tough catch, just couldn't make it. Would have been a big play for the Bruins.
That brings up 2nd and 10. Corpo getting a lot of good looks and some good blocks, keeping him in the pocket. As a late handoff to Taylor. Taylor goes up the middle, gets a pretty good gain. Let's take a look at that missed catch by Baggett.
So here it is, Corpo, and just turned around, and it was just off his weak side shoulder. A tough catch to make.
Yeah, it looks like he might have even overran it just a bit.
One good thing is Bear River has found Corpo's had a lot of time to throw so far.
He has had excellent protection, especially from his running backs. So 3rd and 4, it's a handoff to Cunningham, and Cunningham is brought down. And I think he might have even lost a couple yards.
Yeah, and Curtis Staggs was right there to take him down, not fooled at all, and it's going to make it 4th and a long 6.
Yeah, this looks like the punt unit is out on the field. Number 25, Stephen Rich, back for the punt. And number 99, Leland Addison, is back to receive it.
You don't see that very often.
And the punt is off, and a good one. Takes a Bear River bounce. That's going to roll inside the 10 and be stopped at the 9-yard line. Good punt by Stephen Rich.
Very good punt. He didn't allow Addison to even have an opportunity to try to field that ball on the fly. So Bear River pins Placer down deep, and we'll see what Placer can do on their next possession.
Well, Placer got a few big plays, mostly on the run. But the one complete pass that was made was for a touchdown on what I'm sure everyone assumed was a pretty broken play.
And a play that could have been called down, like we've said.
The first play from scrimmage is a good one. Looks like a gain of about 9. I believe that may have even been Matt Corkery.
And he just pushed forward and picked up 9. Placer will take that every time.
That was Mario Perez on that run. Yeah, 9-yard average is a pretty good one.
Yep. And we haven't even seen Chase Laguna Scott, who is a big ball carrier on this Placer team as well.
2nd and 1 on their own 18-yard line. There's another handoff to Mario Perez, and Perez gets across the first down line plus about 4.
Just a good push forward from the Placer Hillmen offensive line. And they're playing to their strength right now, and that is kind of pushing the defensive line back and letting those big running backs just go downhill.
Yeah, the battle in the trenches right now is being won by both offensive lines. 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. Another inside handoff. That is Chase Laguna Scott. And Laguna Scott marches forward for 7.
Nice little run by Laguna Scott. He's not just a power back. He showed a couple shifty moves there to get 7 yards.
2nd down and 3.
He is the 5th Hillman to receive a handoff. And this game is only about 8 minutes old. Another handoff to Laguna Scott. Laguna Scott is tripped up, but he does make it across the first down line. Gain of about 5.
And that's what we've kind of seen from Laguna Scott. When they need 3 or 4 yards, he's the guy they go to in a lot of situations, and he moves the chains there for the Hillmen.
And he comes off the field now as Mario Perez comes back on. There's not been a lot of misdirection from the Hillmen. It's been pretty much straight ahead running, and we'll have a flag. Colin Wright was going to receive that handoff. He would have been the 6th Hillman. We'll see what the call is. That will be encroachment on the Hillmen.
Offside.
Another Hillman penalty. I believe that is their 4th. Bear River with just the 1 unsportsmanlike conduct on the extra point.
Right.
So 1st and 15 now for the Hillmen on their own 30-yard line. Hand off to Kerrigan, left side, has a lot of running room. A huge block came in at the end of that play.
Kerrigan did a nice job getting off to the left side and picking up a lot of that yardage lost. He's going to make it about a 2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7 for the Hillmen.
Kerrigan is averaging right around 10 yards per carry right now. The rest of the team has got to be right around 5. There's a quick crossing pass, and it is complete to Travis Warren with a flag on. This will more than likely be pass interference on Bear River.
Yep.
Looks like Warren was dragged down before the pass got to him, and he still made the catch, and that is indeed the call.
Yeah, nice concentration by Warren.
Pass was complete for a gain of about 10. Pass interference, if it's accepted, would give him about 5 more.
And that's good from Callahan, actually making the Bear River defense honest by throwing out to his wide receiver. Bear River's kind of, concentrating on this run game right now because Placer's been so successful, but Callahan's showing that he can get the ball to his receivers.
And the penalty will be accepted, as it should be. And Placer will march itself into Bear River territory.
The penalty, and the Hillmen will have the football 1st and 10 at the Bruins 47-yard line.
And Johnny Callahan sees something he doesn't like and calls a timeout for the Hillmen. So they figure out what it is they want to do here in Bear River territory, and we will come back in 30 seconds on your TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our 2 Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
And we are back here at Bear River High School. Placer on top of the Bruins 7-0 with 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Placer's offense has been pretty much unstoppable. The only hiccup they had were 3 consecutive incomplete passes, which was then followed by a 4th down touchdown pass. See the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer on top 7-0. There's a handoff to Mario Perez, and Perez gets a good amount of yards after the initial contact. That will actually be a first down. He got hit about 2 yards into that run.
Yeah, and he just showed kind of the power that he runs with, going downhill and taking Bruin defenders with him to pick up those extra yards and get the first down.
Placer now on the Bear River 36-yard line. There's a late handoff to Kerrigan. Kerrigan has room on the left side, hurdles 1 Bruin, and then gets taken down by 2 more. That may be his shortest run of the game.
Great hurdle by Kerrigan, but then Bear River was great on the recovery and had 2 Bruins there to make the stop, making it for a short gain for Hillmen, and it's going to be 2nd and long.
I think Bear River has devoted 1 safety just to watching Anthony Kerrigan in case he does get the ball. Only a gain of 3 yards. That brings up 2nd and 7. Placer slowly to the line. Callahan fakes the pass, then heaves one downfield. There's Kerrigan, and that is almost picked off by Luke Baggett.
Wow, great effort by Baggett, and I thought he had it for a second, but ball just hit the ground.
Yeah, I don't think he ever really had a handle on it.
Yep.
And what an interesting pass from Johnny Callahan as he underthrew Kerrigan by a few yards. You can take a look at it here.
Yeah, and I think Callahan just thought Kerrigan may have been farther down the field than he actually was. But it almost looked like Baggett was the receiver on that play.
Yeah, just in and out of his fingertips. So a long 3rd down play for the Hillmen. They hand it off to Colin Wright, and Wright is brought down. I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage, but 2 flags come out late. Let's see what this is.
Caden Alberg and Baggett were in on the stop for the Bruins, but
after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Hillmen. If I were Bear River right now, I would take this penalty.
Well, yeah, I think you've got to.
The situation they'd be looking at is either a 4th and 7 on their, roughly on their own 35-yard line, or a 3rd and 22 at midfield, and that is exactly what they will do. They will take the penalty.
Yeah, anytime a personal foul is called, you're always going to take that penalty because you're moving them back 15 yards. So they're going to be moved back close to midfield now.
And Placer, as we've seen, will go for it on 4th down if they're in enemy territory, and that will signal the end of the first quarter. This has been an interesting game so far, certainly. You see the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer puts up 7 in the first quarter. It's not up there now, but it is on the actual scoreboard. And Placer goes into the second quarter facing a long 3rd down, but still with a 7-0 lead. So we will be back in 30 seconds here at Bear River High School on your TouchdownProductions.com Sports Network.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street, and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
We're back here at J David Ramsey Stadium. Placer Hillmen and the Bear River Bruins. Placer on top 7-0, but facing a very long third down, but we will have a stoppage here. Looks like some referees are talking it over at the Placer sidelines.
Looks like they just flipped it to fourth down from third. And
you know, it will be fourth down because the personal foul was after the play.
Good recovery there by the referees.
So it will be 4th and 21 on the 48-yard line. And this might be punt territory, and it is. Number 44, Chase Laguna Scott, will be back for the punt.
And the Bruins have 2 deep.
Luke Baggett and Josh Zimmer. And it is not a very good kick. This will hit at about the 30-yard line and roll to about the 27, let's call it. It's picked up by Luke Baggett. He'll get, looks like the referees are going to give him 1 yard before he ran out of bounds.
And good thing that came right to Baggett. That was a little risky there, picking that ball up, but he did and got a yard or 2 out of it.
The Bear River will have their second possession of the game here in the second quarter, and they will start it on their own 29-yard line. First play, handoff to Stephen Taylor. Taylor left side, tries to get out of one tackle and can't. He will actually be brought down, and they're going to give him 1 yard of forward progress.
Mario Perez up there for the Hillmen, along with another Hillmen defender to kind of keep Taylor inside that play and not a lot of running room.
And we will see Taylor out, as well as Jake Fredericks. Coming in will be Luke Baggett and Jordan Elliott. 2nd and 9 on their own 30-yard line. Baggett, the lone wide receiver. That's a late handoff up the middle to Jake Roger. Roger will get about 6 yards before being stopped by the entire Hillman team.
And Roger's not a name we've called yet, but that was a nice run by him. Gets about 4 or 5. And we'll see what Bear River has planned for third down here.
Still a very sizable third down. And Placer's defense, with the exception of a face mask penalty, has looked pretty solid. And the handoff is to Cunningham, and Cunningham gets the ball stripped, and it looks like Placer got it. And that is Chase Laguna Scott.
And the referee is saying Placer ball.
Number 44, Chase Laguna Scott, gets in there, gets the loose ball, and Placer will take over deep in Bear River territory, just outside the 30-yard line.
And that was a little unfortunate for Bear River there, but the name of the game is to hold on to the ball, and Laguna Scott comes up with a big defensive play for Placer, and they are well inside Bear River territory here on first down.
First play, Callahan steps up to throw, overthrows Travis Warren, and if Warren doesn't tip that, that will go straight into the hands of Drake Fredericks.
And a similar play that they ran in the first quarter, and a similar result. Callahan just high on the throw. He's been high on about 4 throws so far, but that could have been a sizable gain, certainly a first down for the Hillmen if that ball was completed.
2nd and 10. This time it is a handoff to Mario Perez, and Perez is brought down, but a flag is thrown right at the point of contact. This might be another face mask, this time against Bear River.
It looked like Perez's helmet went down, which could signal a face mask. We'll see.
And that is exactly the call. And that is going to be a first down. That is the signal of the head referee. Looks like a face mask. No, the side judge is signaling second. That would be the correct call.
Yeah, it looked like maybe of the 5-yard variety. But we'll see where they set. They're setting the chains about the 35-yard line.
And I don't believe that's where they started this possession.
No, and I'm wondering what they're doing with the markers here, but it can't be second and...
Yeah, and the referees are going to take a timeout and figure
go.
this out. And the head referee did signal a first down, which is where all of this madness began. But that is just the name of the game, JV football. Sometimes the referees just don't quite get them right.
Yeah, and it looked like that was a penalty that was going to be an intentional face mask, so automatic first down, and that's probably what the call should be now.
Right, so they have it up. They have set it up at 2nd and 2. I'm Steve Sitter. This is Erik Aanestad here at J David Ramsey Stadium. And Placer has a 2nd and 2. As the handoff to Kerrigan. Kerrigan has some room on the left side, pulls up and dives just past the 20-yard line, and that will be good enough for the first down.
So, yeah, they just called the 5-yard face mask, making it 2nd and short, but Placer does get the first down there, and they'll set up shop now at the 19-yard line.
Placer's offense looking very solid. Penalties have sort of killed them, though. Another handoff to Mario Perez, and Perez is brought down, gain of, call it 3.
And the defensive line from Bear River showed good penetration on that. They got Perez in the backfield, and he powered forward for a couple, but still a minimal gain for the Placer Hillmen.
Yeah, it's not the runs up the middle that have hurt the Bruins. It's the runs to the sidelines where Kerrigan has a chance to get a full head of steam before he even gets the ball. Kerrigan is out there. He set up the right tight end position. This is a keeper by Callahan, and Callahan's going to be brought down. That looked like it might have been an option to a lateral, and Callahan tried to go for the stiff arm and did not work. He's brought down at the original line of scrimmage on the 19-yard line.
And if that was an option, it probably should have gone to Perez, because Callahan lost a lot of room in the backfield once he got the ball back, and there was a couple Bear River defenders already there to make sure that he wasn't going to go anywhere.
So big 3rd down play. This might be field goal range for Sierra Slusher. That's a straight ahead run to Mario Perez, and Perez gets a good chunky yards, but he is brought down about 3 yards shy of the first down line.
And yeah, they are going to be about 3 yards short. We've seen Sierra Slusher's leg. She could definitely hit a field goal from here, but it looks like Chase Laguna Scott is entering, and they're going to make this an offensive possession without a field goal.
Yep, 4th and, let's call it 4, about 3.5. It's a handoff to Perez, and Perez gets more than enough for the first down. So 2 4th down conversions for the Hillmen.
And a nice hole made by the offensive lineman, and Perez just went straight up the middle of it. Not a lot of nonsense, just goes straight up the middle and does easily get the first down.
A 1st and goal for the Hillmen. They had it on the Bear River 8-yard line. There's a handoff to Perez. Perez keeps his legs moving. He gets down to about the 3-yard line.
And that looked like the identical play from the last one. Placer knows what their strength is, and they're kind of going for it right now.
Hayden Becker is coming into the game for Jeremy Cunningham. Get a little more size up the middle of the field. Fernando Flores is in the game for the Hillmen. And we have a late handoff to Kerrigan. Kerrigan's going to get to the corner, and he is in, but we have a flag thrown by the side judge.
Got to say, that was a great fake. I thought Perez had the ball at first, but we'll see what the flag is here, and oftentimes this may come back. It's like an illegal procedure on the offense.
And that will bring that touchdown run back.
Great ball faking, though. I really thought Perez had the ball there, and Kerrigan just shot out the left side with the pigskin.
That's a play that Placer has used to great effect pretty much every time they've brought it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see how Bear River reacts to this. They get a little break, and it's going to be 2nd and about 7 for a touchdown.
Yep, 2nd and goal on about the 7.5-yard line. Dylan Bridges, the lone wide receiver. I think Callahan just changed the play at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to fade back. Just a dump pass down to the corner. Kerrigan has it. He's still up fighting for that touchdown, but he is going to be stopped about 3 yards short.
Good effort on both sides. Kerrigan got hit initially and then went forward, didn't go down, but a host of other Bruin defenders there on the left sideline to make sure that he doesn't get into the end zone.
Yeah, he's 4 yards short. So 3rd and goal on the 4. Travis Warren will now come into the game, as will Colin Wright. 2 names that we have called, both threats.
Big play here for both sides.
And we have whistles now. I don't believe a referee was set up. Now Bear River will take a timeout just seconds before the snap. Placer is knocking on the doorstep for another touchdown, and we will step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the TouchdownProductions.com Sports Network.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Ramsey Stadium, Placer up 7-0 and are 4 yards away from putting another 6 on the scoreboard. We have exactly 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Got to think this possession is big for both of these teams. Placer could go up 2 possessions here.
That's a quick handoff to Laguna Scott, and Laguna Scott is stopped. Looks like he got 2 yards in, but is still 2 yards shy. In fact, they're actually going to say he's 3 yards shy, and that will bring out the field goal unit for what is essentially an extra point.
Yeah, Placer taking the philosophy they're going to make this a 2-possession ball game, and Sierra Slusher we've seen have much success.
Anthony Kerrigan is making motions that he wants to stay out there, but he will be recalled, as will Fernando Flores. And Bear River manages to stop the touchdown, which has got to feel like a moral victory at this point in the game when really neither team has much momentum.
Yeah, big stop defensively for Bear River and keeping this game respectable here.
And Placer, for whatever reason, just could not figure out what they wanted to do. So they are forced to take a break, and while they figure out what they want to do, we will step aside once again on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Placer deciding to go for it on 4th and 4, but we do have a whistle before the play gets started. They were going for the handoff to Kerrigan, and there's no flag.
I didn't see a flag either, so I'm wondering why the stoppage.
I think the referees just weren't ready. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Could have been a break for Placer because the way Kerrigan had that ball handed to him, it looked like he had a lot of room on the left side to go in for 6. Not quite sure why a whistle was blown there.
Neither am I, and now Placer takes another timeout with 2:54. They ticked 4 seconds off the clock on that play that didn't happen, though. Should probably reset that. So while we figure out what exactly is going on here at J David Ramsey Stadium, we will step aside on touchdownproductions.com. Game of the week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
We are back at J David Ramsey Stadium. Placer rethinks their rethought plan and goes for the field goal. This will be a 20-yard field goal attempt. Low line drive kick is good. So what is essentially an extra point plus 2 will be put on the scoreboard for the Hillmen. Time is ticked down to 2:49 left. And that was just a confusing series of events. I'm not even sure Placer realized what they were doing right there.
Yeah. Well, and it all ends with Placer making the decision they want to go up by 2 possessions, and they have the kicker to do it, and Sierra Slusher puts it right through the uprights for 3 points.
So the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer on top 10-0. They score 10 unanswered points here at Bear River High School. Steve Sitter alongside Erik Aanestad, and just a beautiful night here for football. Low-hanging clouds, not too warm, not too cool.
Yeah, great night. Doesn't quite feel like the end of October, but it's getting there. I think we're going to probably head into it next week. But beautiful night for a JV football game here at Bear River High School.
Absolutely, and Placer looking pretty sharp offensively. Really not a lot that Bear River can do. They did force the 1 punt thanks to a very large penalty. But for the most part, Placer has kind of gathered what little momentum is here tonight, and it's in their corner.
Yeah, and we'll see. Bear River's kept this game respectable. It's only a 10-point game, and we still have a lot of football to play, so we'll see what happens on their next possession.
So the kick from Travis Warren is a low squib. Cunningham can't field it. It goes all the way back to Baggett. Baggett has trouble picking it up, but he does finally get it at his own 10-yard line. He will only be able to bring it up to the 17. He lost the handle on it, but he got it back.
That was a fumble, but he got right back on it. So break for Bear River, and they will take possession of this ball.
Yeah, they will have it deep in their own territory, however. They will have to march 83 yards downfield. And Bear River's offense really hasn't done too much of anything tonight.
And they haven't been on the field very long, so this Placer defense has got to be well rested here in the first half.
First play is a pass from Corpo, and that is caught by Jordan Elliott. So just like that, 20 yards downfield.
And Elliott just on a little seam route down the middle, and Corpo finds him wide open. Great execution there, and that's got to be a confidence booster for the Bear River Bruins.
And a good catch by Elliott, who had to lay out to get it. So it takes them out of their own red zone, and a poor handoff to Cunningham, and he is brought down for a loss of a couple.
And it almost looked like if that would have been a pass play, Coropo would have had a lot of time to throw the ball, but instead he hands it off, and there was a couple Hillmen just waiting for the running back.
Yeah, so with that play fresh in the mind of Coach Mathias, he will take a timeout. So we will step aside, come back. 2:03 remaining in the first half here at Bear River High School on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. Third generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
Second and 12 play for the Bruins. Coropo steps back, and he is going to get sacked. And finally, Leland Addison gets some penetration. And he finally brings down Coropo. First sack of the game for the Hillmen.
Yeah, first time we've called Addison's number on defense, but he was there along with Curtis Staggs to make the sack there for the Hillmen. It's going to make it a 3rd and very long.
Yeah, from 2nd and 12 to 3rd and 21. Bear River going 3 wide on the far side. Coropo launches one long.
Oh,
and it's caught by Baggett.
Oh!
Baggett's got 2 men to beat. One of them is Anthony Kerrigan, and Kerrigan will finally bring him down, and there is a flag down at the 50-yard line.
Great effort by Baggett, though, to get up and get that ball, come back down on 2 feet, and continue running. We'll see what the flag is.
Travis Warren almost comes up with a pick.
That was great coverage by Warren, but just an even better catch by Baggett.
So the flag down at the 50. We will take a look at what that's about. The head referee and the side judge talk about it, and that's actually going to be pass interference against Placer, which will obviously be declined. So Bear River will have a 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
Just a great catch by Baggett. He really went up and got that ball at its highest point. And there you see Coropo.
Great protection.
Nice throw by Coropo, too. Have to mention that. But you see Baggett going up right at the highest point to get that.
As we return to live action, it's a handoff to Zimmer, and Zimmer is in for the touchdown.
Bear River responds quickly, and we have a 10-6 game.
Josh Zimmer, I don't think was touched as he got into the end zone. A good hole opened up in the Placer line, and Bear River takes them almost 2 full quarters to do it, but they finally get on the scoreboard.
And I think Bear River, they've got to continue to throw that ball. They're giving Coropo so much time to throw.
And I don't believe Bear River has a place kicker. And they're going to go for 2, which mathematically makes 0 sense, but if you don't have a kicker, there's really not much else you can do. I mean, being down by 3 and being down by 4, really not much difference. That it will be a handoff, I believe, to Stephen Rich, and Rich will be dragged down, look like for a loss, so that will be a no good conversion. And you see now, if you go for the point after and get it, a field goal ties it. Now they absolutely need a touchdown.
Yeah, and not quite sure what the call was there, but it may be that they don't have a lot of confidence in the extra point game, and they made the decision to go for 2. It didn't work out that time.
And you'll see it on the kickoff. They don't set the ball up end over end. They set it on its side, so it's harder to receive on a bounce.
Yeah, but you just don't get a lot of lift, obviously, with that football being that way. But they've got a game plan, and they're gonna stick with it.
See the Trips Auto Body and Paint scoreboard. Bear River on the scoreboard, but they still trail Placer 10-6. And let's take a look at the replay.
Here again, Coropo. Look at all the time he's getting. A great job by the offensive lineman of Bear River. And there's the throw. And Baggett just comes up. Warren, good coverage. I'm not sure there was should have been a flag called on Warren, but
the flag was about 5 yards before the pass.
Yeah, and then Baggett extends almost to the goal line. Great effort.
So here's the squib kick, almost an onside kick, and it is fielded by Josh Marcioni and runs it out of bounds. And a good job, because there were a couple Bruins that may have come up with it if he hadn't grabbed it.
Yeah, and there's the strategy on the kickoff game for Bear River. They're looking to squib kick it and get a weird bounce. Just didn't work out. Placer good on the recovery there, and they'll set up shop pretty close to the 40-yard line.
And Placer only has a minute 10 to do something with the ball. Placer won the coin toss and elected to receive, so they will kick off. There's a screen pass to Kerrigan, and Kerrigan can't hold on to it.
And that play was there for big yards for Placer, but Kerrigan just could not hold on to the ball, so it's going to be 2nd and 10.
I think he mistimed his jump a little bit. He got a lot of fingertips on it, but no real solid control.
But with his run after the catch, that could have been a big play for Placer.
Especially with a lot of speed. So 2nd and 10, a minute 5 remaining in the second quarter. Straight ahead handoff. Looked like that was to Mario Perez, and Perez will just pick up a couple yards, be 3rd and 7.
And Bear River has done a better job of containing the Hillmen running backs. We have not seen big runs from Perez today. And they get a minimal gain there, but Bear River defense has done a great job on the line.
Yeah, it has not been the runs straight ahead by Perez or by Laguna Scott that have really killed them. It's been the end runs by Kerrigan. Kerrigan is in the backfield, and it is actually a handoff to Colin Wright. Wright's got some running room, and he's going to get a first down.
And just the stable of running backs for Placer. Wright takes that handoff.
But Wright is still down. He is down and not moving.
He found a lot of room around that right side, and there was a couple Placer blockers heading up there. We hope that Wright is okay. He's still on the ground.
His arms moved, and he's rolling over now. He got his legs taken out by Baggett, and I believe it was James Jackson who came on top and put him into the ground. And there was no bounce to that tackle. He hit and stayed down. So Wright is up and is able to leave the field under his own power. That is a very good sign. And now there are just 19 seconds left for the Hillmen. And the clock begins to run, and it is spiked by Callahan. 15 seconds remaining in the first half. And tonight is, of course, senior night. It is the final home game for the Bear River Bruins. They will honor their seniors and also the parents of the seniors, as it is just as big an investment for them as it is for the players.
Yeah, and what a big game tonight to have senior night on. Should be a great clash between two undefeated teams.
What is essentially the PVL championship game. So 2nd and 10. Callahan fades back. Has a lot of time. In fact, he is basically stopped. Fires a bullet to Laguna Scott, incomplete.
Good coverage in the secondary by Bear River, but Callahan had all kinds of time to throw, and Laguna Scott, I don't think he thought the ball was coming to him. He kind of ran a route that didn't look like he was going to get the ball, but that's where it went, and it's an incomplete pass.
It looked like the route was finished being run, and it was just kind of improvisation downfield by the assorted wide receivers. So 7 seconds left, 3rd and 10 for the Hillmen. And Callahan's going to fade back. He's going to heave it downfield, but there's good Bear River protection. And 2 Bruins go up for the interception. Neither of them comes down with it, and it really wouldn't have mattered anyway, as that is the end of the first half. We've had a very interesting football game. Very, very start and stop football with the penalties and the changes of possession. We see the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard after Placer put 10 up. Bear River struck last putting up 6 but failing on the 2-point conversion, and that is where we stand heading into halftime.
Yeah, Placer got that field goal to extend it to 10-0, but Bear River comes right back and kind of grabs that momentum back. So we're going to have a tight ball game going into the third quarter.
Yeah, heading into the locker room, Bear River has to feel pretty good about themselves, managing to stop Placer on essentially 3 consecutive possessions, at least from them getting into the end zone.
Yeah, I think.
And there you see the seniors and their parents. And we will, of course, see their procession as halftime rolls along. But we will step aside for 30 seconds, and we'll come back here at J David Ramsey Stadium at Bear River High School on your TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Hi, everybody. Gil Dominguez.
And Teresa Dietrich.
And we welcome Pioneer Motors to the NorCal Game of the Week.
Pioneer Motors is where you go for trucks. We have a huge selection of lowered, lifted, and four-wheel drive trucks.
At Pioneer Motors, we have a huge selection of all-wheel drive vehicles like Audi, Volvo, and Toyotas, to name a few. Looking for a fun car to drive? Come on down to Pioneer Motors and see our huge selection of Mini Coopers, hatchbacks, and luxury cars too.
Remember, it's Pioneer Motors right here in Grass Valley.
The best cars at the best prices with great friendly customer care.
With this huge selection, why go anywhere else? Shop local.
Senior night at Bear River High School. Right now they are announcing the senior football players and their families.
Yeah, and this brings back some memories. Great night of football here at Bear River, and it's going to be followed up tonight with a great varsity game, but great first half in this JV game.
And I'm sure the seniors for the varsity game will play a big role in what is essentially the PVL championship game.
There are a lot of Johns in that family. We love them all. Congratulations to you, Jay, to the family. Number 5, Kyle Euclair. That's voted by Mom Patty and Dad Trevor. Number 7, Drew Kramer. That's voted by Mom April and Dad Rob. Number 9, Chris Tate. Mom Barbara, Dad Mike, and Sister Nicole.
Yeah.
We love our number 10. Big round of applause for Jake Cox. That's voted by Mom Kristen and Dad Andy.
Wow, they got a big line there. Big line.
8:45 to do it. Everybody did great. Number 15, Dallas Ken. That's voted by Mom Cindy and Dad Rob.
I think they might do something for volleyball too.
Number 23, Ben O'Lena. That's voted by Mom Deborah.
Just the senior players on a football team, that's more than a volleyball roster. Yeah,
it's kind of strange how they pick the sports.
Number 24, Nathan Picard. Tonight they
I was kind of happy about it.
Ray and Sister Jessica.
We didn't have any fans at the game today. That's kind of true. Plus, we had 9 seniors on the team. Yeah. We had 12 players, 9 seniors. Every night.
Number 25, Gunnar Simpson. That's voted by Mom Colleen, Dad Patrick, Sisters Brea and Ashlyn. Number 32, Bo Baggins. Mom Nancy, Dad Jeff, and of course brother Luke from the JV team. Number 36, Ray Puglielli. That's voted by Mom Dad, Steve and Kelly, brother Dominic, for 30 cents. Congratulations to you, Ray. Number 35 is a little guy, Connor Hollister. Mom Jackie, Dad Brian, so much for this program. Congratulations to you, Connor. From a little guy to another little guy, number 50, Jimmy Long. Mom Debbie, Dad James, Sister Nicole. That's a fair hug. Love it. Number 54, junior starter, Robert Mathias. Mom Sandra, Dad Jim.
Even last year I wasn't able to do it.
Special guest here, number 55, Justin Kidd. Mom Angie, Dad Phil. Staples with this program, so important to all. Love this kid's smile. 74, Jefferson Sanders. Mom Shelley, Dad Darrell, sisters Leah and Alex. And number 76, Adam Boyer. Escorted by Mom Lori and Dad Rick.
What would be handy is if they were on YouTube and they just got like a 10-hour loop of a song. So they wouldn't have to
Oh boy. Hello, it's your time, number 77. Ring those bells. Jason, Demosthenes, Andrea, Don on the escort tonight. Great mom and dad. Number 78, Isaiah Sky Conley. Mom is Lisa, Dad William, sisters McKenna, Kaya, Sophie, and Ellie. Double snowman, number 88,
my
John
senior photo. I copied something I saw a guy do a year
Kelly, John, mom and dad are super proud, brother Jack.
I grabbed it back and I just had it like this. And just, yep. Just like behind my head. Like, yeah, just stretch it out. How's it going?
Feeling fine. Sonia Chris, Mom Kelly, and
It was
Dad
about then that
Ron.
I realized the less I
Congratulations to all of you. They're the varsity players. We'd also like to recognize tonight by name too some of the other wonderful supporters including the Water Girls, Paige Duncan, escorted by Mom and Dad Wendy and John. Danielle Philly, escorted by Mom Daphne and Dad Dave. And we have a wonderful collection of cheerleaders tonight that we're going to introduce as well. They've meant so much to this program and given so much time. Special part of the tradition here, the Bruin Nation. Introduced the girls by alphabetical order, their first name on the cheer squad. Alex Ecke with Lucia, Daryl, Mama Dad, sister Katrina. Next up is Anna Chamberlain, Mom and Dad, Andrew and Tim. Brother Sean, super proud of you. Next up is Bella Joyce. Erica, Angelica, Trent, JT, and Shannon, the sister. So many great supporters of you, Bella. Congratulations on your senior year. Christian Edwards, another great member of the cheer team. Friend Emily and friend Austin, escorting tonight. Courtney Burke, escorted by Mom Holly and Dad Michael. Next up is Kim Wells, escorted by Mom Carol and Dad John. Three lovely sisters, Catherine, Rachel, and Lisa. Next up is Mariah's sister. And Mom Beverly is leading out tonight. Congratulations to Mariah. Next up, Mariah Marshall, Andrea King, Mama Graham, Brother Silas. Thank you for being here tonight to support Mariah. I love a young lady named after Jen Pearl God and Mom Sydney. And some say the pearl is a real diamond. Clip jars at the press box. And our final two members of the cheer team, Skylar Olive, escorted by Tosh tonight, and Skylar Lincoln. Loves it, escorted by Grandpa Paul and Sister Summer. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause on senior night for all of the cheer team members, water girls, and Bear River senior players. Congratulations to all of the delegations. This will be a night we'll never forget.
Now the senior night processions come to an end. All of the football players and cheerleaders and their families come off the field as we are approaching the start of the second half.
Great to see those seniors appreciated, and the senior cheerleaders and all the time and work they've put in throughout the season.
And as the Bear River JV football team comes on the field, we will step aside once again. We'll be back with second half action. Bear River gets the first possession here on TouchdownProductions.com. Game of the week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our two Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Back here at J David Ramsey Stadium on the campus of Bear River High School. We are, looks like, 2.5 minutes away from the second half kickoff. Placer will kick to the Bruins. They won the coin toss and elected to receive. Quarterback Clay Corpo is taking some warm-up tosses, and more than likely he will be called upon to put Bear River back into this game. Bear River trails by 4, but Placer's offense, which looked nigh unstoppable in the first quarter, actually stumbled a bit in the second quarter. Bear River's defense did a very good job of adjusting to the wing T offense, something you don't see too much of, especially not in the high-powered PVL where the emphasis is mostly through the air. I'm Steve Sitter alongside Erik Aanestad here at Bear River High School. Erik, this is certainly not the explosive football game we really expected to see tonight.
Yeah, and I think Bear River's done a great job defensively, especially in that second quarter, slowing down the Hillmen's rushing attack. The Perez brothers have been pretty quiet. On the other side of the football, they've been getting a lot of protection for Corpo to throw the ball. So we have a close game here, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out in the third quarter.
Yeah, Placer, it almost looked like came into this game knowing they were going to go up early, kind of coasting a little bit on offense anyway. They went through the air a few times late in the second quarter to pretty much no success whatsoever. Bear River got into Callahan's face a little bit, and Kerrigan, who looked fantastic in the first quarter with some big gains, was pretty much stopped.
Yeah, and we're gonna see what happens and what Placer does rushing the football. We know they're gonna rush the football in the second half. It's just a matter of who's going to get the ball. They have a stable of running backs, so it's going to be on Bear River to again slow them down in this second half.
Yeah, Anthony Kerrigan, very dynamic runner, relies a lot on his good top speed, and even on defense you saw it stopping a Bear River touchdown by just 1 yard. And that was really pretty huge. That saved saved about a minute from Placer.
Yeah, and the other thing we're going to see is Placer had at least 7 or 8 penalties in the first half. We're going to see if they cut down on those, and that could be a boon for the offense for Placer, putting more points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Placer coming into this game, much more dynamic offense. Callahan, pretty good quarterback, but really it's the stable of running backs in Kerrigan, both Perez's, Laguna Scott, Matt Corkery, a lot of different options, and it's been pretty hard for these PVL defenses to know exactly who has the ball at any given time. So Bear River to adjust the way they did after giving up what is essentially a very quick touchdown in the first quarter on the first possession of the game by the Hillmen, to adjust like that and just hold them to a field goal for the entire rest of the first half. Definitely a big mark in their favor. What little momentum there has been in this game, Bear River has it right now.
Yeah, and I think the key is going to be, can Bear River stop Placer's running attack, and can Placer's defense get a rush on Coropo, because he's been successful.
Well, we shall see soon enough. Travis Warren will kick off to the Bruins. Pretty good kick. This will get out to about the 20-yard line, taken by Luke Baggett. Baggett will just run it out of bounds at the 34-yard line without risking getting hit or losing the ball. Probably a good option.
Yeah, good option. He didn't have a lot of room going up the field, so better option just to get it out of bounds and set up shop with pretty good field position.
Yeah, this is the best starting field position that the Bruins have had, starting at their own 34-yard line.
So we'll see what the philosophy is. Coropo has had a lot of success in the passing game.
And it looks like they're checking the football for probably deflation, and it looks like this ball will be rejected. Of course, given the high profile ball inflation case in the NFL, that is something that all football referees will be looking for.
I actually heard the referee reference Tom Brady when he was going to the sideline there, so that was pretty funny.
So now with the proper equipment, Coropo will take the first snap. This will be a handoff to Stephen Rich, and Rich is wrapped up pretty quickly, and he gets about 3 yards before being tackled by 3 Hillmen.
Yeah, and the Placer defense just made Rich turn back up inside, but not a lot of room getting back, but he does gain at least a couple.
Yeah, we'll call this 2nd and 8. This is definitely a broken play. Coropo kind of fumbled the snap just a bit. I believe that was supposed to be a late inside handoff, but Coropo was too late to complete the handoff, so that will officially go down as a sack and a loss of a yard.
Yeah, that was just a broken counter play, and Coropo was not supposed to have the ball there. Kind of spun around and tried to pick up some yardage, but he's going to end up losing about a yard.
Yeah, in the end, really sliding was the best he could have hoped for. So 3rd and 9. And Bear River will take a timeout with 8:41 remaining in the 3rd quarter. While they figure out what it is they want to do here on 3rd and long, we'll step aside and come back in 30 seconds on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
Bear River Bruins 3rd and long here in the 3rd quarter. Coropo takes the snap, fades back. Excellent protection yet again, and that is a curl route to Luke Baggett, And I believe Baggett might be half a yard short.
Yeah, and Baggett kind of went back to that ball as he should have to get it at its highest point, but in doing so, he may be a half yard short, I should say.
Well, let's see.
Now a good spot.
Looks like they're gonna bring the chains out on this.
Looks like they may have given Baggett a good spot, so it's a lot closer than initially thought.
This will be interesting. It looks like the ball marker is actually a little bit in front of the first down marker. And now they will bring the chains out.
But a nice strike by Coropo. It looks like he had practiced that with Baggett more than once. Great execution on the pass play.
No, that really was a perfect curl route. And it looks like, based on where that chain is, he is going to be about half a yard short. Yep, that will be 4th down and inches.
Well, big decision here early in the 3rd quarter. We'll see what the Bruins decide to do.
I think you really have to go for it here. Bear River only has about 2 plays that have been for negative yards tonight. And that's exactly what they're going to do. More than likely, this will just be a straight ahead handoff. Zimmer and Cunningham are in the backfield, and this will be a give to Cunningham. And Cunningham is hit hard, but I think he got knocked in front of the first down line.
Yeah, the initial Placer defender hit him in the backfield, but then a second Placer defender came up and kind of pushed him forward. So we'll see what the spot, where they're going to spot this ball.
Well, the Placer head coach is clapping. And the officials will take another official timeout.
And a couple big hits from Placer on defense.
Now that does not look like a very good spot from a Bear River standpoint. Placer completely stuffed the middle of the field. And that really forced Cunningham to bounce. But it looked like Leland Addison hit him from behind and actually pushed him forward. So it was just a matter of where they were going to spot it. That is very close. And they've got it. And Placer is livid. And that is going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Placer.
Looks like Placer's coach ran out on the field.
And he is now apologizing to the referees. That is just by the seam. Leland Addison jumping up and down. And let's take a look at the head coach for JV sprinting out on the field, pointing at something.
And it's not often you see a controversy on a chain play like that. That's how close that was.
So not only is that a first down for Bear River, it's a first down plus 15 yards. That puts them in Placer territory. So now it's on the head referee to start play, and now it is started. This is a handoff to Taylor. Taylor stutter steps, tries to go back upfield, and he is drilled by Curtis Staggs.
Yep, Staggs had him in the crosshairs, and Taylor turned that back up inside, and Staggs was there for the big hit.
And that will be a gain of maybe half a yard.
And we'll see if Bear River can take advantage of this. Possibly going for a score and go up in this ball game.
Yeah, depending on how the rest of this game goes, we will harken back to that chain play. There's a handoff to Zimmer. Zimmer on the left side cuts back up and again brought down by Curtis Staggs. Gain of just about 2 yards.
Couple of picture-perfect tackles by Staggs in the last 2 plays. He's showing why he's such a great defender for this Placer JV team.
So 3rd and 8. on the Placer 39-yard line. More than likely, Corpo will be putting this one in the air. Luke Baggett, the lone wide receiver. This will be a pass play. Good protection. Little dump pass across the middle, and he just puts it in front of Stephen Taylor, incomplete.
Taylor was open going down the middle. It was just placed a little too far up the left sideline and just out of the reach of Taylor. But that could have been a huge play for the Bruins, and that's going to bring up 4th and 8.
Yeah, Corpo was trying to put just the right amount of touch on that pass to get it over the linebackers and just put it about half a yard out of the reach of Taylor. It looks like Bear River might go for it here on 4th and 8.
Yeah, I don't know if they have much more choice. They're in Placer territory.
And now we have a whistle. I believe Placer will be taking a timeout, and they are. With 6:52 remaining in the third quarter, Bear River's got a fourth down situation. So we will step aside on the touchdownproductions.com game of the week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Bear River Bruins facing a 4th and 8. They are down 10-6 with just under 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And Corpo fades back. Steps up, throws it behind his intended target, and that is broken up very nicely by Johnny Callahan.
Yeah, great play by Callahan. He almost intercepted the ball. Initially, it looked like that ball may be getting to Jake Fredericks for Bear River, but Callahan stepped right in front of it and made a great defensive play.
Yeah, that was a designed back shoulder throw. Very hard to intercept, very hard to deflect, but Johnny Callahan got his left hand in there, and that will be a turnover on downs. Bear River's second turnover of the night. Placer has it on their own 39-yard line. Callahan hands it off to Addison. Addison's got some good blocking before finally being brought down, and he ran a long way to gain just about 2 yards.
Yeah, and Kerrigan, he's got good speed on that left side, and but good job by Bear River defense holding them to just about 3 yards.
Second and 7 for Placer. This is Placer's first possession of the second half. Now, this is a straight ahead handoff. It was really hard to tell who got that ball.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's one of the Perez brothers.
Yeah, I think it was Mario. And Mario picks up about 4 more, and that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
And again, Bear River doing a good job limiting the yardage that the Lopez brothers are getting. Just about 3 yards on that play.
And this will bring up another 3rd down. Placer has shown they're not afraid to go for the 4th down plays. This is a somewhat delayed handoff to Mario Perez, and Perez looks like he gets right about to the 1st down line, maybe +1.
Yep, I think he's going to have it.
And they will move the chains.
Just getting enough.
It is just entertaining to watch Leland Addison out there on the field. He is really trying to get the crowd into it. Looks like the Placer High School students just showed up.
He's got a lot of energy for sure.
So the 1st down play. Oh, it's a halfback pass. That was Kerrigan throwing to Travis Warren, but just overthrew him by a couple yards.
Set up perfectly. Left-handed, Kerrigan throws the ball, and Warren was open, just overthrown. And kind of a break for Bear River. That could have been 6 points easily. But Kerrigan just a little long on that throw.
Halfback pass brought out here in the third quarter. It's just been that kind of night here at J David Ramsey Stadium. 2nd and 10 for the Hillmen. That's a reverse. Colin Wright ends up with the ball, cuts back inside, and is brought down after a gain of about 8.
And they've used Wright a couple times on misdirection plays, and you know, that's the second time it's worked out that he's got about 7 or 8 yards on a type of misdirection play.
He has very good speed.
And good vision, too. He cut back up there where it looked like he may go outside, but then found some more yardage cutting back up the middle.
That makes it 3rd and short for the Hillmen. They have a lot of options to get 2 yards. Most notably Laguna Scott. And this will actually be Mario Perez. And Perez is knocked down right at about the first down line. But they will move the chains.
Yep, he's going to move the chains again. And you can guarantee when they got about 2 or 3 yards, they're gonna give it to Perez. And he's shown he can move the sticks.
Yeah, ordinarily Laguna Scott is the short yard man, but he has been pretty silent here in the second half. I don't believe he has gotten a handoff.
Yeah, it's been mostly Perez in this ball game.
Now Laguna Scott is standing on the sidelines right now. So this will be Kerrigan, Perez, and Wright. And it is Kerrigan. Kerrigan cuts back up the middle. He stays on his feet. Picks up about 3 extra yards, total of about 6.
Good run, although Kerrigan's holding that ball out and could have been stripped by a Bear River Bruin defender, but he does hold on to the ball.
That was very dangerous. But he does manage to spin out and get 6 yards on the carry.
Well, if you're Bear River on defense, it's just about making a couple big stops here.
That's a quick play, and it's picked. That's Jake Roger. Roger going up the left sidelines before being brought down, and a flag comes in. I believe this will be a face mask, too, on the tackle. Bear River should have this right around the 35-yard line of Placer.
Big pick by Bear River and Jake Roger, and certainly it looked like he got his face mask pulled on the left sideline.
Absolutely. Take a look at the good hands of Jake Roger.
And he's just sitting right there in the seam waiting for it, and then makes the return. And then the personal foul face mask coming up here as Roger's going out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Kerrigan.
And Placer has had one too many of those big penalties that has given Bear River great field position.
And this will result in Bear River taking over on the 33-yard line.
First down and 10 Bruins from the Hillmen 37-yard line.
Correction, the 37-yard line. And Bear River really needs to take advantage right now. Corpo, he's gunning for the end zone.
He's got Taylor.
And Taylor's got it.
Perfect execution.
It looked like Mario Perez fell in the coverage, leaving Taylor wide open. And for the first time tonight, Bear River has the lead.
And Corpo let that play develop. He had lots of time and then saw that Taylor was open, lofted it perfectly for 6 points.
12-10 Bear River leads. Again, this would be a good spot for an extra point. We'll see if Bear River can get 3 yards. This would give them a 4-point lead, which would actually be huge.
Big play here.
And we'll see what the play is. Hand off to Cunningham. No, it's not. Corpo holds on to it. Dumps it across. He's got him. That's Stephen Taylor.
And again, a great job by Corpo. He let that play develop, found Taylor finally get open in the end zone, and you know, calmly just kind of tossed it in there right to Taylor.
Taylor found a good soft spot right on the back line, and Corpo puts it right in the breadbasket. Bear River up by 4, forcing Placer to respond with a touchdown. And there's the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Bear River has scored 14 unanswered.
Yeah, and what a big 2-point conversion.
Now let's take a look at this touchdown. You'll see how wide open he is on the trip in the coverage.
But again, look at the protection on the line. Corpo's got all kinds of time and just heaves it. And by that point, yeah, it looks like that Placer defender down on the ground. Perfect in-step catch by Taylor for 6 points.
Big Placer mistakes. A trip in coverage and the interception thrown by Callahan.
Let's see what kind of kick we get here.
That is a line drive squib that goes through the hands of Callahan. Finally picked up on the 20-yard line, and there is no return. Placer will take over inside their own 25-yard line.
And you can feel the momentum on Bear River's side. Placer just a little deflated. They've made some mistakes and made some penalties. And Bear River just playing the cleaner football game right now.
2:58 remaining in the third quarter. Bear River with a 4-point lead, their first of the night. And now Placer has to turn this game around.
And I don't think Placer does anything different. They've got to do what they do well. There's still a lot of time in this football game.
There's another reverse, this time to the left side. I believe that is Anthony Kerrigan. Kerrigan picks up about 12.
And a good misdirection play. It looked like Wright might have had the ball going off to the right side, but Kerrigan comes back left with the football.
That's the second reverse they've used. The first was in the other direction from Kerrigan to Wright. This time it goes from Wright to Kerrigan.
Yeah, good ball faking by Placer throughout this game.
And this time it does go to Wright. And now there is a flag down in the backfield. Wright gains about 7, but this penalty could be about anything. It'll be a hold on Placer. Another big penalty. Instead of a gain of 6, it's a loss of 10.
Yep, another big penalty from the Hillmen. They're just killing themselves with these penalties. And it's going to make for a 1st and long.
Now this should back them up 10, make it a 1st and 20, depending on the spot of the hold. Now they're backing them up more than 10, so this will be about 1st and 12, or 22, excuse me.
First down in the Broncos.
Well, Callahan might have to go back through the air. Now they're going to give it to Kerrigan, who has a lot of room on the left side. And he is still up and moving. He gets probably about 16 yards on that.
Yeah, good run by Kerrigan. He found contact about 8 or 10 yards down the field, but kept plugging along and got a bunch more.
Fredericks lowered his shoulder into Kerrigan, trying to force him out of bounds, but Kerrigan just angled upfield just enough to stay on his feet and in bounds.
Yeah, kind of deceptive. You thought Kerrigan may try to go out of bounds there, but he turned it back up and got more yardage.
And just 1:25 left in the third quarter now. There's a handoff up the middle. That is Colin Wright once again. Wright gets very close to the first down line, but I think he's a yard short. That'll bring up 3rd and 1.
And that's the first time that counterplay with Wright really hasn't worked for Placer. Bear River containing that play, and it's going to be 3rd and short, as you said, Steve.
Yeah, I think Wright may have run into a blocker as well. But Bear River gets a little bit lucky. And we're under a minute. 45 seconds. That's a quick handoff and a lot of room to Kerrigan.
Oh, wow.
Kerrigan hurdles Luke Baggett. And the ball does come loose at the end of the play, but they will rule it down.
Yep, I think he was down for sure, but great run by Kerrigan. He jumped over a defender, and it looked like he may get free for 6 points, but a shoestring tackle by a Bear River defender.
Yeah, Baggett was trying to wrap up Kerrigan's legs at the line of scrimmage. And that's the second time Kerrigan has hurdled a Bruin.
Again, Kerrigan's going to get the ball.
And this time he is tripped up. This time by James Jackson. Well, let's take a look at this third down run one more time.
And Kerrigan getting the ball and turning it up quickly and using that speed just to get upfield. The hurdle, and then he's off to the races, but great tackle by Baggett to save the touchdown.
So we are hearing some whistles now on the field. I'm not exactly sure what it is, and I guess they were just anticipating the end of the third quarter as you hear the scoreboard go off. 14-10 the score. Bear River on top of Placer. But Placer is threatening in Bear River territory. So as we switch sides here at J David Ramsey Stadium, we will step aside, but we'll come back in 30 seconds on the touchdownproductions.com Game of the Week.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Second and 7 for the Placer Hillmen. There's another reverse. This time it goes to Laguna Scott. Laguna Scott's got some room on the left side, and he's brought down about a yard short of the first down.
And that's a play we haven't seen too much. Laguna Scott on a counter-type play picks up some good yardage for the Hillmen.
He is still short by a yard. Although we've seen Placer pretty consistently pick up third and short tonight.
Yeah, and they're definitely in 4-down territory down here.
Yeah, field goal really does you no good. But it looks like we have a whistle. Not sure. This doesn't look to be a timeout. Referees are just going to confer amongst themselves. Some Placer Water Boys have run out on the field, but again, doesn't look like a timeout. Yeah, not really sure what that was all about.
Well,
guess the referees just weren't ready.
Well, the team's got a little timeout, even though a timeout wasn't called there, so not sure what the holdup was.
It looks like Placer will actually change their play as a result. Third about half a yard. This will be a straight-ahead handoff to Mario Perez, and Perez will be brought down well past the first down line.
And that's a dive play we haven't seen a whole lot of, just a straight dive, and the yardage was there for Perez, and he easily picks up the first down.
It's been pretty much a guarantee third and short is going to be picked up. And Placer now has it right on the Bear River 20-yard line. And off to right, right slips. It looked like his knee went down in the backfield.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if his knee went down. I know his hand did, but he got back up and maybe got a few yards out of that.
Well, they're going to say he kept his knee off the ground. Gain of about 4. That was very, very close.
And this is the kind of possession Placer likes. They're getting 4 or 5 yards at a time.
Let's see if his knee goes down on the replay. His knee was definitely down on the replay.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than I thought. There's Kerrigan.
Yeah, Kerrigan on the left side runs right through the hole, and he's in, but a flag is in late, and this will more than likely be a hold. That is the second Kerrigan touchdown run that will be brought back.
Saw 2 flags come out around the same time, and that's what we have. It's coming back. And Placer has just really had too many penalties, too many mistakes, especially on big plays that they've made.
Right now, Kerrigan has to be thinking to himself, what does he have to do to get a touchdown? Let's take a look at just how close Colin Wright's knee gets to the ground.
Yeah, I gotta say that knee looks down.
That looks definitely down. So from a touchdown to 2nd and 11. That's Kerrigan again, left side. He's still up, and he is brought down short of the touchdown.
And that was just Kerrigan not wanting to go down. He comes up limping a little bit, but strong, hard run by Kerrigan. And now he's looking for assistance. He's going to limp off the field.
Yeah, he's really favoring his right leg. That will bring Matt Corkery on the field, a name we have called maybe once tonight. It will be 1st and goal on the 6. And Placer can pick up 6 yards without Anthony Kerrigan. And that'll be Laguna Scott left side. And it looks like he will be short, although the referees really don't want to call it.
Yeah, and it looked like Laguna Scott got that ball and had some running room, but he will be a little short.
Kerrigan wanted to run back on the field for this 2nd and 1.
Almost looked like a fumble, but
I'm not even sure what that play was supposed to do.
And there may have been miscommunication. It looked like the ball should have gone to Laguna Scott, but something happened in the backfield and a big play from the Bear River defense.
Yeah, I thought that was supposed to be a dive play to Mario Perez, but just nothing ended up happening. That'll be a 3-yard loss. Make a 3rd and goal on the 4.
4 down territory. You got to think Perez or Laguna Scott may be getting the ball.
That's going to be Kerrigan. Kerrigan trying to muscle his way in, and he's going to be short.
It's going to make a 4th and goal from about the 1, it looks like.
And this would be quite the stand from the Bruins if they were able to stop Placer on this possession.
Huge play coming up right here with 6:25 left in the 4th quarter.
And Kerrigan's going to come off, and Laguna Scott will come on. 6:25 left in the 4th quarter. 14-10 Bear River.
And if you're Placer, I don't know, you have to go to Perez. He's gotten yardage on these type of plays all night.
This play is taking a long time to get in. And looks like Placer will take a timeout, probably to avoid a delay of game. That play took a long time to come in from the sidelines.
And good to make sure, at least call the timeout, make sure you don't get that 5-yard penalty.
So as we stare at 4th and 1, we'll step aside here on the TouchdownProductions.com Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I've been shopping here for about 20 years, and the people are very courteous, and I especially like the meat counter. It's nice. You have a great selection, very helpful.
Because it's local, it's small, they have wonderful selections of things I need, and the personnel are very nice.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
4th and 1 here at J David Ramsey Stadium. Placer is just 1 yard away from a touchdown as they trail the Bruins 14-10 with 6:25 left in regulation. The handoff is to Laguna Scott. Laguna Scott barrels forward, and he is in. Touchdown, Chase Laguna Scott.
And he wanted the end zone on that. He got the ball and just kind of barreled his way in. Not a whole lot of room for him to run, but he does get in quite easily, and Placer is pretty pumped up on the sidelines.
So for the first time since the 1st quarter, or excuse me, well, no, since the first quarter, Sierra Slusher will attempt a point after. She did knock down a field goal from the same yardage. This would put Placer up by 3. Good snap. Kick is up and just good. That was much closer than Slusher is used to making them. It looked like she may have gotten a little bit of ankle on that kick, but she got enough height to get it through. So here is that touchdown run by big Chase Laguna Scott.
And that time they had Laguna Scott in the fullback position and just barrels his way in. And just good push by the Placer Hillmen offensive line there, too.
The Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer was held scoreless in the third quarter. They come up with a big 7, and they are now back on top of the Bruins, 17-14.
And again, we have a 3-point game, and the questionable kicking game of Bear River may come into play here. If they get down the field and get into field goal position, what are they going to do?
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's really the only answer. So Travis Warren will kick off to the Bruins.
Number 6, Travis Warren, to kick off for the Hillmen.
See what sort of kick we see. It is a line drive knuckleball. This is picked up by Stephen Rich. Rich will head up to the Placer sidelines. It looks like he lost it when he got hit, but it does go out of bounds. Bear River will actually end up with pretty good field position on their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, and good job by Rich to get as much yardage as he could on that knuckleball that he caught. So big possession here with 6:13 left for the Bear River offense. They've shown they can move the ball through the air, and we'll see if they try that on this possession.
Well, the run game really has not been too effective. I don't recall a run of more than 8 yards. Baggett, the lone wide receiver. This will be a straight handoff to Taylor. Taylor cuts back up the middle before being dragged backwards. With forward progress, they'll give him 4.
Yeah, and you got to think that for a touchdown, they got to be thinking about Stephen Taylor. He's their big play guy.
Actually, it looks like they'll give him 6 yards with the forward progress. So 2nd and 4. Again, Baggett, the lone wide receiver. Corpo fades back, has a lot of time. Goes left side, and that pass is knocked away by number 36, who unfortunately does not have a number on our roster.
Yeah, good defensive play there. It looked like for a second that may be a completed pass, but
Caden Allberg was the intended receiver. But it was knocked away. So that brings up 3rd and 4.
And again, we're getting to the point in the game where it may be 4-down territory for Bear River. I don't see them punting in this situation.
Yeah, with 5:34 remaining, you may be right. Placer is showing blitz. It's picked up nicely. Corpo going deep, and this one is incomplete. That pass definitely slipped out of Corpo's hands. Good job of Baggett of breaking up an interception. Let's take a look at the nice secondary work.
And just tipped the ball out of the hands of the Bear River receiver. Great job.
That is just good coverage. And you are right, 4th and 4. Corpo's out on the field. They're going to go for it. This may be the key play of the game. Placer fans are getting loud. Corpo dumps it over to Rich. Rich with the catch. He's going for the 1st down, and he's got it.
I think he's got it. Great shoestring catch by Rich.
Wow.
And then to turn it upfield, and there was about 3 Hillman defenders there, and he gets enough yardage for that 1st down.
Stephen Rich may have just come up with the play of the game for the Bruins, keeping the drive alive as we approach 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, great concentration, and that's going to give Bear River another four downs.
And they have it on their own 46-yard line. Corpo in the shotgun. There's a handoff to Taylor. Taylor cuts back up the middle. He is still up, and he gets about 7 yards. Now let's take a look one more time at Stephen Rich.
Now look at this. He has to come back for it just as Shoestring gets it. Now he's still got 2 yards to get to that marker. And there you see he's got it. And then gets additional yardage there too. But big play gives Bear River 4 more downs.
Now Bear River has a 2nd and 3. They're in Placer territory. Corpo with the screen pass to Rich. Rich cuts back, and he has another first down.
Great hands by Rich again. He's been big on 2 of these plays for Bear River, and he's going to move the chains again.
That will also stop the clock at 4:20 while they move the chains. Although time really not much of a factor as they are in Placer territory.
Yeah, they got to be feeling pretty good. There's a lot of time left for them to score, plus they're in 4-down territory. They can take their time still.
And I'm not sure Bear River has used a timeout this half. So 1st and 10 on the Placer 42-yard line. Fake the screen pass, going deep. That's Alberg. Oh! Alberg's got it, and he's in for a Bear River touchdown.
Little pump fake by Corpo, and Caden Alberg was wide open for the score.
That was a perfectly engineered play. The fake to the screen bought Alberg enough time to get wide open past the Placer secondary. So with no kicker, and Bear River up 20-17.
They're going to go for 2 here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have much option. I know they have the kicking net set up on the sidelines. It has gone unused. 1 man in the backfield. Take the handoff to Rich. Corpo is up. He's got the pass off, and it's good. Luke Baggett diving at the corner, comes up with a 2-point conversion, and that brings the score up to 22-17.
And that changes the outcome for Placer. They've got to get into the end zone now with 3:51 left in the game.
I am not sure how Corbo evaded Curtis Staggs on that play. And you see the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Bear River on top 22-17. Let's take a look at the touchdown pass.
Again, Corpo with a lot of time. Oh, and here's the touchdown.
Travis Warren totally jumps up thinking the screen pass is going to happen.
Wide open. And still a great catch by Warren. And he finds the end zone. 6 points and a big Bear River lead.
Caden Alberg with a great catch. Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Bear River answers back, and they retake the lead. Great second half by the Bruins. They're outscoring Placer 16-7, but Placer does have 3 minutes and 51 seconds to answer back for the final time, although I believe Placer only has 1 timeout. Clay Corpo will do the kicking. As you see, he has the ball set up on its side. This is something that we have seen occasionally from the Bruins. There's a low line drive, ground ball of a kick that's taken by Mario Perez at his own 20-yard line. He will get out past the 30, 35, and just short of the 40. So pretty decent field position for the Hillmen, and it's up to the Bruins defense to hold Placer out. They have 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
And plenty of time, even if Placer only has 1 timeout left, 3:42. They're in a position to win this football game on the other side of the ball, the Bear River defense.
And this is the football game we came in expecting.
Yep.
No penalties, no momentum shifts. This has just been offense against offense, and whichever defense can change the fastest will be in the best position to win. Right now, that's been Bear River. There's a handoff. That's Wright up the middle. Wright's got about 10. And actually, he might be short by about half a yard.
And another good run by Wright. Wright's ripped off about 3 or 4 of those 8 or 9 yard runs tonight. Going to make it 2nd and 1.
Yeah, Wright is short a yard. Still Placer at midfield. Just over 3 minutes left. That's on the handoff is to Kerrigan. Kerrigan shoots upfield. And he's got the first down, but not by much. He is at the 50-yard line. Clock will stop as they move the chains.
And that'll be enough for a Hillman first down.
Be a first down, and we're coming up on 3 minutes.
The Placer Varsity team has just entered the stadium. See the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Bear River on top by 5. They fake to Lopez, give it to Kerrigan. Kerrigan gets about 5 yards on the carry. Clock continues to tick down to 2:40.
You got to think Bear River is keen on Kerrigan here. They know he's the big play guy for Placer. Be interesting to see if we get handoffs maybe to Perez, going more up the middle.
Down to the 2:30 mark. This time Callahan is up to pass. He's wide open, Travis Warren, and Warren is brought down in open field by Jake Fredericks.
That's the 3rd time Warren has been open on that little crossing pattern across the middle of the field. That time Placer executes the play and they get a first down.
Clock stops again. Now it begins to run. 2:15 left. So now Placer doesn't really have to worry about the time with some big plays. Callahan gives it off to Mario Perez. Perez gets to the sidelines near the first down marker. He is a bit short.
And I think that was actually Kerrigan again on the left side.
There were about 3 handoff options on that play. 2nd and 2. The clock does stop at 1:59.
Well, it doesn't get any bigger than this for both teams.
Delayed handoff to Perez, Mario Perez. Perez is brought down close to the first down line, and he does have it.
And a counter play, and Perez does pick up that first down. Doesn't look like the clock moved at all.
It ticked down a couple seconds. They have it stopped while the chains move. And now it will start again down to 150. Placer has it on the Bear River 15-yard line. And now the officials are telling the Placer varsity team to clear out of the end zone. Sensible precaution.
I think they're really anticipating this game coming up, wanting to get on the field a little too quick.
It's essentially the PBL championship game. I'm sure everyone in the stadium is pretty fired up. There's a handoff to Kerrigan. Kerrigan shoots left. He's still up. He's brought down just a bit short of the touchdown.
Well, now if you're Bear River, you got to start thinking about maybe taking some timeouts because this clock is going to run down.
That's down to 2nd and 1. Down to a minute left on the 6-yard line. There's a play to Wright. Wright cuts back. He's going for the end zone, but a nice tackle by Josh Zimmer. And that stops the touchdown.
Yeah, he looks like he might be about the 4-yard line.
So it's 1st and goal. Clock has stopped at 1:03. It will now start to run. And Bear River is put in a position where they need to make a goal line stand to win the game. And Placer needs a touchdown to win the game. That's a handoff to Perez. Mario Perez is in on the first try with 46.4 seconds remaining.
Yep, just a big gaping hole for Perez, and kind of with relative ease just kind of goes through the line and into the end zone for 6 points.
That was a very well drawn up play for Placer. Big hole opened up for Mario Perez. And now they will recall the kicking unit, although really it doesn't matter since Bear River does not have a kicker, whether you're up by 2 or 3. It's kind of academic. Bear River has to get a touchdown to score. Ordinarily, it is good football to go for 2 as being up 3 and up 2 really is a pretty big difference, but they will go for 2 here anyway. Delayed handoff to Kerrigan. Kerrigan's got the edge, and he is in easily.
Yeah, Kerrigan uses that speed and just gets to the edge before the Bear River defense does.
25-22 is the score. There's the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer answers back in very grand fashion. They are up 25-22, and Bear River has 46.4 seconds to score a touchdown.
Well, we've seen stranger things, and especially the way Bear River's thrown the ball tonight. You never know what could happen, but a couple of really big plays from Bear River.
Yeah, let's take a look at the touchdown
run
run by Mario Perez. And here it is, just delayed handoff.
And just a big hole. There was a little penetration from Bear River, but it's almost number 55, 56 almost ran through the play.
So you have to imagine that this will not be a high kick. This will be a line drive kick. And if you're Bear River, do you go for a return or do you just take a knee when you get it?
Well, I think you go for the return and try to get as much yardage as you can.
And Travis Warren is in to kick. It is a short line drive, squibby type of kick, and Bear River just elects to fall on it. They will have it on their own 35-yard line. 9/10 of a second were ticked off on the kickoff. So Bear River has 45.3 seconds. And Bear River is not necessarily a big play team. They are a grinding team.
We'll see what kind of prevent defense Placer has in store, but
doesn't look like much of one from their formation.
A lot of their safeties are in close.
Now they back off. There's a nice catch by Taylor, and Taylor gets out of bounds.
That's the perfect play call. Taylor gets the ball and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. And
35.4 seconds. That was a gain of about 9.
Got to think Taylor's going to see the ball more. He is the big play threat, along with Luke Baggett and Caden Allberg, as we saw on the last possession.
And Corbo has had excellent precision passing when he has to reach back and get velocity. One man in the backfield. Corbo fades back. He's going very deep. There is a Hillman there, and that is Johnny Callahan. Callahan will run back to open field and then just take a slide to the 38-yard line, and that just iced the game for the Hillmen.
And great interception by Callahan. Even smarter decision to get down on the football there. Didn't want to fumble it and have Bear River recover.
Absolutely. See the Trips Auto Body and Paint Shop scoreboard. Placer will win this by a game of 25-22. Although I believe Bear River has 3 timeouts. If that's the case, then they would still need a first down, but it doesn't look like Placer is going to go for it. Doesn't look like Placer needs to. There's 13 seconds. They run the clock now down to 9, 8, 7. And as we await the final buzzer, and for the final time, the Trips Auto Body and Paint scoreboard. Placer Hillman put together an excellent fourth quarter to defeat the Bear River Bruins 25-22, and the Placer varsity team wastes no time in taking the field. Our executive producer tonight was Gilbert M. Dominguez. Camera operators Callahan King, Brian Wells, and Nathan Thompson. Announcers Steve Sitter and Erik Aanestad. Erik, thanks once again.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. It was a great football game tonight, and we're looking forward to the varsity game.
Remote Facilities Commander 2. Commander Maintenance, Plaza Tire and Auto Service, and Reeves Auto Parts. Touchdown Accounting, Sendo Graciano, LLP. So thanks for joining us here tonight. J David Ramsey Stadium. All the action is just getting started in what is essentially the PVL championship game coming up next here on the touchdownproductions.com game of the week. For Gilbert Dominguez, Erik Aanestad, and the rest of the Touchdown Productions team, I am Steve Sitter. Thank you for joining us once again, and we will see you soon. In fact, this game coming up right next, you do not want to miss.